Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Selamat datang, selamat datang, selamat datang. Selamat datang, good evening. Alright, so seperti adat live streaming, kita sound check dulu. Kalau tak dengar, tolong type kat bawah, okay? Kalau tak dengar, type kat bawah. Kalau sound good, type sound good. Kalau sound okay, type sound good. Boleh-boleh? Alright. Okay, so topik kita malam ni adalah satu teknik mudah atasi trauma jodoh, kan? Kita nak overcome the breakups of the past. And walaupun kadang benda tu dah bertahun, tapi it still hurts for some reason. Let's find out those reasons. And I usually have group coaching on Sunday mornings, and what happens after a breakup, even though the relationship is just, learning from the ladies in the coaching group, it's that kadang-kadang berkenalan tu kejap je, kejap lah, maybe kejap as in setahun, tapi to recover from that can take years. Someone took 4 years to overcome a 1-year relationship. So if you can relate, type kat sini, type kat bawah, me, kan? And those breakups, it's not just about the guy, the guy or the girl, your ex tu, but yang melarat tu is your own self-doubt, your own cakap, oh ini salah aku, I'm not worthy, I tak mencukupi. You blame yourself and you put yourself down. So that's the concern. Sometimes it's the other person's fault, kan? Memang kadang it actually is the other person's fault. At the same time, we can take accountability, take responsibility, yes. But why are we taking responsibility? Why are we assuming that it's our fault when it's not? Because you're too nice. Because you're too nice. Sometimes we are too nice. I know. I had that problem. Okay, so let's call this self-sabotage. Because why self-sabotage is because, okay, kita dah break, and then kita nak move on. Hati tu nak move on, nak kahwin. Alright, nak move on. But we have assumptions that we are not worthy. We assume we're not worthy. That's why that guy left me. We assume the guy tinggalkan kita, or because kita tak mencukupi, or dia buat rasa kita tak mencukupi, or some sort of body shaming, kan? And it is becoming more and more apparent when the guy don't know how good he has until he has left it. As in, dia dah dapat, in a relationship with someone who is clearly an intelligent woman, but ada je fault yang dia boleh cari, kan? Adakah itu, ask this question, ask yourself this question, is it your fault or his fault? Do you think it's a reflection of you or him, kan? Sometimes people look at us, usually people look at us the way they look at the world. The reality, what they say, is based on their perception. It's not what's reality. The reality is you are worth it. The reality is you're good enough for a lot more people. But the guy yang rasa dia tak mencukupi, and he reflected it on you. It's projection, the projecting on you. Alright? So, I know I've said this sometimes on other videos, but I think once in a while we all need reminders, can, and that's why we're here. This is, if anything, consider this a support group and a reminder, can. And how we sabotage ourselves is because we listen to that orang yang salah. Kita dengar cakap orang yang salah. Dah orang tu tak betul, tapi kita dengar. And because we did not have the clarity of who we are, we did not have the clarity of who we are. You're already awesome, Ken. You're capable of love, you're worthy of love. But you were not clear that you are awesome. You just need to be reminded. And what I do as a coach is basically help you recover and rediscover yourself. It's simple as that. Can well, not that simple. It's a process. It's a process. So I will be getting to my main point, but right now, I'm providing the context dulu. Okay, the main point will be towards the end, but right now, providing the context why we have not arrived at the number one tip is because I need to provide context first. Okay, so and then the problem is also self sabotage ni. You are uh, asking yourself the wrong questions, and for example, sebagai contoh, is because macam that guy tinggalkan you, suddenly he ghosted you. And you are asking yourself, kenapa dia tinggalkan aku? Kan? Kenapa tinggalkan aku? Aku ni tak cukup ke? Aku ni tak cukup ke? Tak cun ke? Tak cukup getah ke? Tak cukup tinggi ke? Tak cukup putih ke? That's another whole topic on its own. And that is not your fault. The fault is the other person yang geraja tu lah, kan? Yang geraja tu. Okay? So self-sabotage is you have a goal tapi you self-sabotaging your own effort untuk move on. Kan? You niat nak kahwin cara ta'aruf yang halal. Okay. Tapi contoh you dah nak buat cara yang ta'aruf yang halal dan dah ada ilmu. Okay? Dah ada ilmu macam nak buat ta'aruf halal. But sebab that guy nak pegang-pegang tangan and then you tak bagi, and that guy left you sebab you tak bagi dia pegang-pegang you. Belum nikah lagi, dia nak pegang-pegang kan. He wants to feel the goods. Sorry for using that slang, but that's how it is. And dia tak bagi, and then he ghosted you for some reason. So that has created a trauma in you, and that trauma is your self-sabotage. You're ruining your own chances, and you have a problem, trust issues with other people and yourself. Other people and yourself. What's worse is yourself. You don't trust yourself to select or to find another person. You don't trust yourself. Usually what I hear, men and women, I don't trust myself. Aku ni, I just have no luck. Have you heard of that? Or have you used that? And I just have no luck with relationship. I'm a failure at relationships. And you just repeat that mantra in your head. I'm a failure at this. And tak ada siapa cakap kat you pun you're a failure at relationship. Tak ada siapa cakap kat you pun that you are horrible at relationships. Tak ada siapa pun cakap kat you are you're never going to succeed in relationship, or you're going to never kahwin in your entire life. No one told you, but this thing in your head that you are repeating to yourself is what's stopping you. You are self-sabotaging. So why are we self-sabotaging? It's because of a self-image that we assume that we have. Realitinya, biasanya, we are better than we think we are, kan? Bukan nak cakap kau bagus sangat, tak, bukan, unless with the rare exception of narcissistic people with narcissistic personality disorder, lain cerita, okay? Regular healthy human person, right? You are usually better than you think you are. Just you think of yourself, you assume lesser of yourself because of your past experiences, because of your pain. You feel you don't deserve something better. You feel you don't deserve something better because you have failed at this level. So you lower your standards. That's a problem. You lower the standards. There are a lot of problems. And one is lower your standard. Two, you actively, based on your thinking, assumptions, you've lowered your standards, and you look and you receive low standards. When you receive low standards, when you accept orang yang low standards in your life, it becomes even more troubling, kan? More troubling. Katakan for example, you kerja HR. Contoh, you kerja HR. And cakap, okay, tak apalah, hire je lah siapa-siapa yang nak kerja, kan? You tak vet, tak do background check, tak ada apa nama, no background check, interview pun sempoi je, kan? Oh, nak kerja, okay, kerja, start kerja, kan? Tak ada interview pun, tak ada soalan takruf jodoh pun, kan? You just let anyone in, orang tu dah masuk, and then dia masuk hati you, and then I use the phrase, dia murtabakkan hati you, daging hancur kan, dia hancurkan hati you, and then lepas tu dia belah kan. It's a revolving door, they say, revolving door. Orang masuk keluar, hancur lagi makin lama, because you lower the standards kan. The lingering effect is, the lower the standards of people you let into your heart, the worse your heart gets. You know what I'm saying? Right? And then what happens? Nak put back together your heart tu is a lot of work because of the trauma. Hati dah hancur kan, so jadi murtabak kan. Nak put together, how do I put this together? Hati dah hancur, how to put this together? Just, let's just repurpose it and letak roti canai around it and jadi murtabak. Disclaimer, sorry, selingan sikit disclaimer, nothing against murtabak. I love murtabak. My cousin is a tauke murtabak. I love her murtabak, kan? Murtabak Tisha, okay? Tauke dia my cousin. So this is not paid by Tisha. I just want to clarify, okay, Katika, in case you're listening, I have nothing against murtabak, okay? This is just a metaphor, just an analogy, okay, Atok? So just a metaphor, just to clarify, because the topic 2 nights ago was martabat jangan dimurtabakkan, kan? Lepas tu my cousin macam click like, it's like, I better clarify this. Anyway, back to the topic. Self-image is, what is your self-image? Sometimes it's different from reality, kan? The reality is, you are usually better than you think you are, kan? And you think lower than you think you are. You lower your standards of yourself and the self-image of yourself. So when you do that, it becomes it goes into a spiral. It goes into a spiral. It is not going up, okay? Like how I usually explain is that when a lot of women ask me, betul ke kalau perempuan pandai kena buat bodoh-bodoh, kau tak dapat lelaki? No, kan? That statement was taken out of context, I believe, and my explanation out of it is yes and no. Yes is because lelaki yang bodoh takkan susah nak terima perempuan yang pandai, kan? So lelaki yang bodoh tu biarlah dia belah, kan? You tak nak dia pun, kan? Dah dia tak appreciate wanita yang pandai macam you. Because I know I'm talking to my audience usually women of high caliber, highly educated. So usually that's the audience I'm talking to. And so when lelaki yang low quality ni, biar dia belah, and biar lelaki, bagi Chan lelaki yang high caliber, sama caliber dengan you atau lebih caliber dari you, kan? Lebih caliber lah, lebih bijak, lebih lagi, kan? I know you are memang dah tahap, your academic memang dah memang tinggi, but mana tahu dia lagi tinggi, biar bagi dia Chan masuk line dengan you, kan? Bagi dia Chan masuk line dengan you. So janganlah sibuk dengan lelaki yang tak deserve you. Jangan bagi Chan, don't waste your time lelaki yang tak deserve you, dan lelaki yang deserve you tak dapat masuk line. So, line is busy. They try to contact you, line is busy because you're busy with someone who is not worthy of you. Kan? But you are feeling, but unfortunately you assume bila ditinggalkan you, you feel like you were not worthy. No, it's the other way around usually. He is not worthy of you. Are you with me? Are you with me? All right. So that is usually the case. Can sometimes it's not just academic. I mean, let's discuss sekufu sikit. Sometimes it's not just academic that matters. That there is the level of the intellectual. Of course, you want someone who is of equal intellect, so you can talk to each other. Yes. Sometimes it's akhlak. Akhlak is very important. Don't you feel in your past relationship that you have been very generous, very kind, very giving, and all you do is give, give, give. Okay, all you do is give, 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 and you've given so much. It's almost embarrassing how much you've given, but it's not tak berbalas. Are you with me? All right. So, can you relate or not? Can you relate? Yeah. Okay. Um, so the self-image. Back to the main point here. The self-image is usually mainly assumptions. The reality is usually you are better than you think you are, and the reality is different. Kan? Sebagai contoh, contoh. Okay, you give a very good presentation, kan? Oh, okay. And then contohlah kat office, contoh. Kat office you give a very good presentation, everyone say, hey, good job, good job, good job. And then you say is, tak adalah, I biasa-biasa je, I biasa-biasa je. Yep, there's multi-layered problem there is because you are not able to accept the love and the respect that you deserve. So because you don't feel the love and respect that you're getting. And when people puji and people appreciate, you can't accept it. But when people don't, when people don't appreciate you, you feel like your energy is drained, and it's you just feel that you're just giving and giving and giving, but you're not receiving. And a lot of women usually, you feel like all I do is give, give, give. I don't need to receive because I'm not worthy of it. You don't say it in verbatim, but what you do is just give, 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 and then sampai you pun dah depleted. Think of a trust bank. Okay, you give your energy, your kindness. Think of a bank, and think of your heart is like a bank. Macam bank kan, you bagi duit tapi orang tak bayar balik. You bagi duit, orang tak bayar balik kan. You bagi kindness, people don't return, or people don't return, or you refuse to accept, like a bank. The bank would have gone under, kan, very fast. Bagi je loan, just give out loan, give out loan. These things are supposed to be going in cycle, reciprocal, kan. So we're not talking about interest lah, but so you're giving out, the money ke, that's just metaphor. Bank is giving out the money, and then dia dah pakai, dia shop, lepas tu dia tak bayar balik. Of course, you as the bank, you are in trouble kalau orang tak boleh bayar balik, kan. Nanti subprime housing problem lagi sekali. And then and kalau dia nak bayar balik, you won't receive it because you rasa you're not worthy of receiving it. Macam tak perlu. Because you're too nice. You're too nice to like and respect yourself. I know. And self-love, self-image, self-love, kan, it is a process. It's not an overnight pill. It's not a magic overnight pill. It is not a magic pill. It is a process. It is an ongoing process. Of course, there are highs and lows. Sometimes We just don't feel like it. Of course, everyone feels that. And I'm not saying I don't feel highs and lows. I'm saying it's an ongoing process, an ongoing growth, and every growth ada painful, yeah, growing pains, and but overall we do grow and get stronger and better, inshallah. So I'm sorry if what I'm sharing here is can be painful, because it's growing pains. I want you to grow into a better person. I want you to grow into a better person who love yourself, can self-respecting, so you don't tolerate BS people. Okay, so you don't tolerate BS people. Get them out of your life, and just give out good good credit loan. Okay, good credit loans, so those will pay back, and good cash flow is important, right? So using a lot of banking analogy, been talking to a lot of bankers lately. Islamic financial people. All right, so what is reality? Again, the reality is sometimes different from our self-image. Self-image, like I mentioned just now, our self-image is an assumption, but reality is you are different. You are different. Can so that is just the a very oversimplification punya differentiation I'm giving. So what I'd like you to do is to start changing the story you're telling yourself. Change the story that you tell yourself. Boleh? Can you? Can you're probably going like, huh? How? How am I going to change the story and tell myself? Am I going to make up stories? Am I going to make up stories? Yeah, buat cerita. This is not Hollywood. Can we'll get to that point. Okay, we'll get to that point. All right. So, how you change stories yourself? That will be my last point. So, because I want you to stay, and right now I'm just building the context first. Okay, because we are someone who we our own self-image, kan? Our own self-image is the stories we tell ourselves. The story we tell ourselves macam, oh, aku tak mencukupi sebab itulah ditinggalkan aku. That's the story you tell yourself. That story is wrong. Okay? Story is wrong because sometimes our overprotective brain, and we misinterpret our brain, and our brain is not always right. Can you agree or not? Our brain is not always right, because otherwise, why would it let us assume so much? Why would it let us assume so much? And it creates a very wrong, unhealthy story and self-sabotage. Everything is interrelated. Yeah, self-sabotage, self-image, reality, your story, and our brain keep telling us the wrong information. Is our brain telling us wrong information, or we misinterpret our brain? Again, like I usually say, you you self sabotage because your self image is low, and because you have fear, takut kecundang lagi, takut silap lagi, takut salah pilih calon lagi. Those are the things that your brain is telling you. But is it accurate? Is it accurate? Can sometimes we have to question our brain. Our inner self-talk ni is not necessarily accurate. I think we discussed a few videos ago. Self-talk is very important, and try catching yourself. Try catching yourself being kind to yourself rather than being harsh to yourself. Kan? A few videos ago, we talked about sopan dengan diri. Like the metaphor I give is, kalau you ada kawan tu sentiasa maki you, pelekehkan you nak kawan tak dengan orang tu? Tak nak kan? You jauhkan diri. Sometimes that person is ourself, our brain, our self-talk. And kalau orang kita tak nak, but this person is in our head, try to shut it down, kan? Control, bukan shut it down, sorry. Manage it. Sometimes it's an alert. It's how you interpret that information. Kan? The fear is healthy when you use it right and interpret it the right way. For example, cakap, okay, these are red flags. You meet a new guy and then you say, these are red flags because these things happened before. All right, let's look up for this and investigate deeper. Investigate deeper. Okay? Boleh. So, our self-talk, sometimes our brain is wrong. Boleh, setuju. Sometimes our brain is wrong because we have not managed it because of the last point. I will give you the last point. Okay. So we discuss self-sabotage. Why we self-sabotage? Before I get to the last point, and the main big point is kenapa sorry. Nak bagi lah teknik mudah atasi trauma breakup. Okay. So you're still traumatic and you want to move on. You have a goal to kahwin, and then but you self-sabotage. Why? Because your self-image your assumption is wrong. Your assumption is wrong because in reality, you are actually different. In fact, you're probably better than you think you are. It's mostly like that, unless you're narcissistic. Different story. And one of the things you can do is change your story that you tell yourself. You stop assuming the wrong things and repeating the mantra in your head. Okay. And sometimes our brain is wrong. Okay. So going to the main point, the number one tip for tonight. Number one tip. Okay. I tak nak bagi banyak-banyak tips sangat. Kadang I bagi 3, you might not be taking action from it. What's the point if I share 20 pun, but you like, I don't know what to do, overwhelm you. I pun tak nak overwhelm. I want you to just do one thing. One small thing that will push you forward. One small thing that will pull you forward. Something simple. Just give you a small dose at a time. This is dose 1. Nanti you ambil dose 2. Okay. So you build resistance and you get your immune system get stronger, better, inshallah. So later on I bagi booster shot. Alright. And I nak touch sikit on ilmu. I don't share ilmu tiap-tiap malam. I seriously hope that you ambil tindakan. Take action. Even if it's a small action, a small one, just a small one. And I'm happy to see sometimes in our group coaching, there are small action, there are big action, and the confidence that have been built. When they're more confident, alhamdulillah, they're more confident, they start feeling Allah's love, like wah, And ada mengaku bila dulu a sister mengaku bila after a breakup she was down and they blame Tuhan. I know because I did that too dulu, zaman jahil dulu. I broke up, blame Tuhan. What's wrong with me? Okay, what's wrong with me? What did I do? Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it's me. God, why do you do this to me? Those are the wrong questions. Okay, so tindakan, please take at least one small action. So tonight I'm going to give you one small action. Just one small action. Please buat. Why? It's because I nak you kahwin dengan ta'aruf, dengan cara ta'aruf yang halal. Okay. Otherwise I feel macam, I'm not a content creator. I'm not here just to create content. I'm doing this because I believe, umat itu tak boleh berubah kalau kita sendiri tak ubah diri sendiri, And my vision is untuk menzahirkan generasi yang soleh dan solehah yang mendoakan jannah untuk ibu bapa mereka dengan ibu bapa mereka dijodohkan dengan taaruf yang halal. That's my vision. Kan? So what is taaruf yang halal? I nak jodohkan, bantu you dapat jodoh dengan taaruf yang halal. And what's happening is a lot of the roadblocks is self-sabotage, self-image salah. You are telling yourself the wrong story. You're misinterpreting the signals from your brain, listening to your fear instead of managing your fear to push you. Can? So please take one small action, please. Otherwise, I'm just you're just making me into a content creator. I'm not a content creator. I'm not a content creator. The goal is much bigger. Like I mentioned, my vision, and what I'm doing, I see it as dakwah jodoh. Kan? Dakwah is simply saying the truth. What I learn is from the fiqh or Quran and Sunnah, and from the fiqh of Quran and Sunnah, and from my experience sebagai tukang cari jodoh. And from my experience, zaman jahil dulu, kesilapan I and kesilapan klien-klien I dulu, before I started to guide them, bantu dia orang kahwin sampai sekarang dah beranak-ranak pinak, kan? And speaking of which, there are so many cases where ramai yang berkenalan setahun, 2 tahun, dah 2 tahun berkenalan je, kan? Berkenalan je, tapi it's not going anywhere because tak taaruf dengan betul. So I give a comparison where my clients in 2 years, yang kalau this person berkenalan 2 tahun, kan? But my client berkenalan dalam 2 tahun tu dah berkenalan, dah bernikah, dah ada anak within those 2 years. So do it right, you won't get lost. So basically, I'm like your mountain climber Sherpa, or your ways, kan? I show you around how to get there fast, the right way. Because I'm trying to share how to not get lost, how to jalan yang lurus, yang cepat dan lurus. Simple as that. What is jalan yang lurus? You take this way. From the benefit of my old mistakes, my old clients punya mistakes, and jalan yang disyariatkan, I'm just showing you the straight path. Terus je, terus. Tak payah pit stop sini sana, dengar cakap siapa-siapa bagi you cair apa semua, tak. Just straight forward. That's your goal, untuk dapat berkat perkahwinan yang diredai. That's your goal. So the way is straight. So straightforward manner. But kalau sesat, it's going to take you years. Kan? Going to take you years. It could take you years. So many cases, it took them years. Last tak jadi. Last sesat tak jadi. Okay? So I nak bagi simple ilmu and minta you ambil tindakan yang simple. A small tindakan. Please do it. I'm not a content creator. Bebel memalam, kan? I'm not content creator. Kan? What gets me energized to do this every night is because I believe this is dakwah jodoh. And I believe this is, I'm sharing from my old pain and my old mistakes, so you don't have to make those mistakes, right? And because I receive so many messages saying that, they're in doing the same mistakes I used to make, so learn from get the benefit from my mistakes, so you don't have to. Okay, right? So all right, so please take tindakan. My point here, tolong ambil tindakan walaupun kecil. I'm going to ask you to do this one small thing, which is for your own good, it is for your own benefit. Okay, please. Okay, please do it. I hope I'm building enough hype for you to take tindakan, for you to dapat jodoh dengan ta'aruf yang halal, taking This is for you. Ken, this is for you. What gets me energized is this is me giving. This is me sharing. And this is not me trying to become a content creator. Sounds exhausting, but yeah, this is me trying to give, try to do my part in this ummah supaya ummah tu dapat ummah jadi ummah yang dibanggakan oleh Rasulullah SAW. This is me doing my part. Otherwise, I don't want to be a content creator. That sounds, I don't know, I just don't want to be. It's not me. But I beranikan diri sharing tiap-tiap malam ni supaya you tak sesat. Kan? Sebab I pernah sesat, I'm telling you, jangan sesat. Jangan lalu kot tu, sebab that's the wrong way. That's my mistake. Okay? So don't make my mistake. Don't make the mistakes a lot of people have done. I'm sharing with you. I'm doing the hype here. So you ambil tindakan, please. Take one small step for yourself and one giant step towards ummah kain. Okay? Sebab it's bila nak berjodoh ni, it's not just you and the guy. It's not just you and the guy involved in the picture. It's your children. It's your children. You dah ada amanah dengan your children untuk mencari spouse yang elok. That is the amanah you already have. It's let me bring up that sunnah. Nanti I'll look it up. Okay. That man or woman, you already have an amanah to your children to find a good spouse. It's not just you and the guy. It's not just you and the woman. Kan? The amanah you dah ada with your future children, yang your unborn children ni, dah ada amanah with them. Don't let down your children. Okay? Because you want your children to have good parents. And you already have the amanah and the responsibility to find a good spouse. I know this sounds heavy, but it's what our Prophet ﷺ said. Okay, nanti I'll look up the exact hadith narration. Okay, so boleh janji, can you please promise me, the listeners and watchers on Instagram, on Telegram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, mana lagi? Okay. Alright. Promise to yourself, not to me. I'm nobody. Okay. Promise to yourself. And a promise is very important. Very important. Why? Because it's okay. Let me tell the stories dulu. Okay. Katakan you nak MCO dah habis, you nak travel pergi holiday. Alright. You nak pergi holiday, you cakap you give it to a friend, kan? You give it to a friend. You give your friend, tolong jaga kucing aku kejap. Can you look after my cat? And then your cat, you bagilah cat tu kat kawan you, and then you pergi holiday. And then you balik, you pergi holiday 2 minggu, you balik, tengok kucing you dah tiba-tiba dah kurus. Kan? Your friend tu lupa bagi makan. Kan? Would you trust that friend again? Kan? Would you? Kawan you dah janji, okay, aku janji aku jaga kucing kau. Tapi tengok-tengok dia tak jaga. Kan? Would you trust that friend again? And okay, itu kucing. Now contoh, okay, you have to travel, you have emergency, you bagi anak you, kawan you jaga, you nak bagi, would you give your child to the same person? Ya, kucing, benda kecil pun dia tak boleh buat, anak you macam mana? Kan? So would you trust that person? And sometimes that person is us, because kita tak boleh, because that person, kucing pun tak berjaga, apatah lagi anak. Kan? Benda kecil, a small promise also they cannot keep. How about a big promise? So sometimes that person is us, and we can't keep to ourselves a small promise. And how about the big promise? Yeah, how we do one thing is how we do everything. How we do one thing is how we do everything. How we keep our trust, sometimes to ourselves, is how we do everything. So when it comes to trust, when we constantly break our own trust to ourselves, it affects our self-esteem. Cakap, oh, um, I was supposed to do the dishes, tapi tak apalah, esok buat lah. Yeah, lepas tu esok buat lah. And you keep procrastinating. Last, dapur tu dah bertimbun. Dapur dah bertimbun kan, tak nak do the dishes. Esok buat lah. Esok, you promise yourself, esok buat. Dapur bertimbun, lipas dah keliling. Syok lipas pati kan. So how will that affect your self-esteem? Because you already broken your trust to yourself. Okay, promise yourself this small thing for you to do. I'm building the hype here. Okay, I know, because I want you to take action. It's for your own good. And promise yourself you'll do this one small thing. All right. Okay, what is this small thing that you have promised yourself to do? Okay, promise. Just one thing, yeah. Just one thing. One key message here tonight. Promise yourself you will do it. Okay, promise? Can you promise yourself? Dah promise dah? Promise. Can you do this to yourself? I promise to myself. Promise to myself. Hand to heart. I promise to myself. Hand to your heart. I promise to myself. I will do this small thing. Take action. This is a small action. I don't know how to make it any smaller. I'm breaking it down so that it's digestible and promise is deliverable in janji boleh ditepati. Okay? What is this small thing? Is, nak tahu tak? Tak tahu? Alright. Thank you for joining. Okay, nak tahu? Alright, so this one small thing to do to yourself is ask quality questions. This is the only point for tonight. Okay? The only point for tonight is to ask yourself quality questions. Quality questions. When you ask crappy questions, contoh, it's like, oh, God, why do you do this to me? And then you blame God. Don't. That's how you start on a cycle, on a track where you start blaming God. And okay, so let me give you an example of bad questions, okay, before I give you good questions. So when you see the comparison, it's clearer. So I give you the bad ones first. Okay, boleh? Okay, so bad question. Contoh, okay, about your ex. You're still wondering, will we get back together? Contoh, kan? You're still wondering after years and years of trauma, you tak nak kat dia dah, but you still ask yourself these horrible questions. This horrible question, will we get back together? What if it was my fault? What if I done it differently? Can was he cheating on me? Was my ex cheating on me? Was he not? Was he intentionally trying to leave me all this while? Was I ignoring all the red flags because it's just me, I'm a failure at relationship? Are all men and women like this? And should I just move on or hold out for my ex to come back? And dah habis MCO nanti, he will come back to my arms. And what if I changed for him or her? And what if I change for him or her? Will he come back? These are horrible questions. These are horrible questions. Don't change for someone else. Change for Allah. Change for yourself. Change for the better. Don't change for a person. You change, you're just becoming an actor. You're going to be acting for the rest of your life. It's going to drive you crazy. Okay? These are horrible questions. If you have more horrible questions, you can send it to me. I want to do a collection of lists of horrible questions I've asked myself after breakup. Can send it to me. I'm compiling so that people can relate and ambil iktibar, insyaAllah. Okay? Stop asking yourself bad questions. will we get back together? What if I've done things differently? Can I turn back time? Can I time travel? It's like, what if I Clorox bleach my skin supaya I lagi putih and he will like me better? Kan? I'm sorry. Let me digress a bit. How do I put this? I got a bit of a headache thinking that when I had a few discussions, a few sisters said that, okay, lepas kahwin nanti, I nak you putih. Well, you want your bro, you want your wife to be Michael Jackson? Is there an issue? Kan? You, I'm trying to digest all this at the same time. It's like, I asked this sister, cakap, dia ingat you ular ke apa boleh tukar-tukar kulit? And this is apparent on so many people. Is it just our culture that we want putih? I know, what's that brand? Fair and Lovely is a hit, kan? And apa? There's the other brand, Ku Putih. That's a hit too. And this is another pandemic. Nak putih is a pandemic in our society, and tak pandang things that are bigger, things like character, akhlak agama, tampak surface je. Why, guys? Mainly because this is apparent among guys. Kenapa tak bincang ni awal? Habis tu kalau kau nak lagi putih, asal kau layan selama ni bertahun kau layan, kan? Aku pun I bukan marah to the ladies. I macam bengang jugalah, memalukan kaum lelaki. Betul, I rasa malu when men do this. I feel like, why men idiots? Not all. Okay, are there so many men idiots misrepresenting the rest of us? So, malu. Actually, I malu. Okay, malu on behalf of kaum lelaki, because this happens, and okay, yeah. So yeah, I digress pasal putih itu, and ladies pun don't ladies pun do a lot of macam self blame and assumption and rasa tak mencukupi on your own juga. Sometimes it's not someone who tells you to change. Sometimes you want to change because you have this family pressure. You have the societal pressure, kan, untuk putih lah lagi tinggi lah, belajar lagi tinggi lah. Bagus belajar tinggi, kan. What I meant to say was macam bagus belajar tinggi, but at the same time ada you rasa macam ada makcik-makcik itulah macam bagi you tanya, kau dah study tinggi-tinggi ni dah kahwin ke belum? Kan, makcik tunggu lah raya nanti, kan, tanya soalan. Lepas tu macam, belum kahwin lagi? Itulah siapa suruh belajar tinggi sangat? Can you relate? Alright, so and you feel that you shouldn't have belajar tinggi sangat. You blame yourself for belajar tinggi sangat, and then you rasa you kena lower your expectations. So that's another problem. And another problem is when a sister, she related to me. She relate to me. Dia cakap, nanti berkenalan. Dia cakap mak dia bagi tahu dia, nanti bertaruh nanti jangan bagi tahu you have a doctorate, nanti dia takut. Ni mak dia pun tak supportive, kan. Apa kesian betul. Mak dia pun tak supportive. Dah lah, sister ni belajar tinggi-tinggi, tapi mak dia suruh cakap, jangan beritahu you have a doctorate. Well, how are you going to hide that? Seriously, kan? So, I'm not laughing. I'm exasperated. I tend to do that a lot lately. The more I gather, the more I share, the more I'm exasperated of all this ongoing pandemic of societal mis expectations. How should I put it? Okay. Okay. Alright, so those are bad questions. Alright. Kenapa aku tak putih lagi? Kenapa aku tak tinggi lagi? Kenapa aku tak badan aku tak getah lagi? And getah macam cipta lagi. It's like, also stop comparing. Please stop comparing. Okay, please stop comparing. Okay, so those are bad questions. Those are bad questions. Now going into good questions. Good questions. Why? Because quality questions changes your train of thought. Quality questions changes you towards progress. Bad questions will just leave you in a loop. It's a roadblock. You just loop dekat roundabout tu je. You just kat roundabout tu. Oh, kenapa aku pusing-pusing ah? Kenapa aku pusing-pusing kat roundabout ni? You're asking the wrong question. Kenapa aku pusing-pusing? Sebab aku duk pusing-pusing lah. Oh, that's why you're in a loop. Kan? So that's what bad questions do. You're at the roundabout, pusing. Alright, those are what bad questions do. Good questions gets you out of the rut, gets you into the right exit, gets you on the right track, on the right road, and onwards towards your goal. Okay? Okay, so these are contoh good questions. Contoh good questions. Why I'm enough, deserving, and worthy is because list it down. List it down. I'm enough. Why I'm enough? Why I'm enough? That guy is not enough for me. That's why dia tak nak kat you. He's not enough for you. Bukan you not enough for him. Okay? So ask yourself the right questions. Why I'm enough? Why I'm deserving of better? Someone better. Why I'm worthy? Why I'm worthy? Ask the right questions. Ask the right questions. And why I wouldn't this crap ever again. Why I wouldn't tolerate this crap ever again is because I respect myself. I love myself. And you list it down. Your own reasons. Okay. Ask yourself quality questions. Questions macam why I'm enough, why I'm deserving of better, why I'm worthy, why I wouldn't tolerate that crap anymore, why I'm better because of my past relationship. That's another question. Yeah. And why I love and respect myself is because list it down. Learn to recover and discover yourself with the right questions. When you have the clarity of who you are, you wouldn't tolerate crappy relationships anymore. Boleh? Okay, setuju. Alright? Okay, boleh? So let me repeat the questions. Please write it down. Okay, why I'm enough, why I'm deserving, why I'm worthy. Again, why I'm worthy. List it down. Why I'm worthy. Why I'm enough. Why I'm deserving. Start asking yourself the right questions. You'll get on the right track. You'll get yourself out of the rut, out of the roundabout. Get out of the roundabout loop. Otherwise, you're just stuck there. Okay. Instead of just why I am in the loop, you ask yourself, how do I get out of this loop? Then because our brain is obedient when we give it the right input. When we tell it to why I'm at the roundabout, it just keeps showing you're at the roundabout because you're at the roundabout. Again. But if you tell your brain like why I'm enough, your brain will start try to figure out because you give the right input to the brain. Okay, and you are resourceful. The brain is a resourceful thing. It's a resourceful. One of the most, I think, the most resourceful thing about us is our brain, and it's just what input do we give it? What input? Give it bad questions, we get bad outcome. Give it good questions, we'll get good outcome. Okay, ask yourself quality questions. So input output lah, garbage in, garbage out. Have you heard of that? GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. You put in garbage questions, you get garbage outcome, right? Put in good questions, you get good outcome. Okay, so ask yourself good questions. Give your brain good questions, and the brain will tell you why you are deserving. Your brain will tell you you're worthy. Your brain will tell you that you wouldn't tolerate this crap ever again because why? Because you're better again. Ask yourself, give yourself good questions. List down good questions. List down good questions. Why I'm enough, why I'm deserving, why I'm worthy, why I wouldn't tolerate that crap anymore, why I'm better because of my past relationship. That will help you to recover and discover yourself, right? Recover and discover yourself. Yeah? And ask yourself even tougher questions. The brain gets tougher when you give it tough questions like why I love and respect myself. Why I love and respect myself. Boleh? Start with this. Just make sure you ask your brain good questions. Good questions. Quality questions, quality outcome. Okay? Boleh? Boleh? Siapa? Nak saya repeat? Repeat. Okay. Right. So it's right there. If you can't see, it's on, it's on the Facebook. But I'll just repeat for you. Okay. Ask yourself bad questions, you get bad outcome. You'll just be stuck in loop. You ask your brain great questions, you get great outcome. You'll get out of the rut, you recover, and you will discover yourself. Why I'm enough, why I'm awesome, why I'm deserving, why I'm worthy. If okay, boleh ask yourself. The brain will tell you why, answer you why. Yeah. The brain's a very resourceful thing. I know, and you would know better. You're highly trained academics usually, and I know my audience, right? And why I wouldn't tolerate that crap ever again. And then, but with that question, basically you're telling yourself you're never again going to do that. Okay, and why I'm better because of my past relationship. You keep asking that question. List down why you're better of your past relationship because you learn. And there's no such thing as failure unless you learn from it. Not learning from mistakes is failure. So when you learn from past mistakes, you're better because of it. So this question helps to encapsulate why I'm better because I'm past relationship is because you're learning. Yeah? Write it down. Write it down, please. Simple je. It's just simple. Just one. Remember your promise. Remember your promise to yourself. Don't break your promise to yourself. It will affect your self-esteem. Okay? Write it down. Please write it down. Why I'm enough. Why I'm deserving. Why I'm worthy. Why I wouldn't tolerate that crap anymore. Why I'm better because of my past relationship. Why I love and respect myself. Write it down. Write it down. Please. Please. Okay? All right? So, okay, any questions? Any questions? You can put in the comments below, or you can go to Telegram NakJodoh in case you want more privacy. We can discuss that on Telegram. This is the link to the Telegram. All right. Okay. Okay. Telegram username is NakJodoh. All right. So please keep your promise to yourself. Yeah. Promise. Promise. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to be as succinct and as succinct. Succinct is the word. Succinct and as clear as possible. Clarity is power. Again, clarity is power. Confusion is illusion. You just get lost, go left and right, whereby you should have just gone straight. That's clarity. Okay. All right. So cool. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Satellite radio. Isn't that a song? Yeah, Black Eyed Peas. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Please keep your promise to yourself to be better, to be better. Okay? Treat yourself better. Treat yourself better. Yeah. I mean, I sedih when you are awesome but you don't think you're awesome. Why? Why? You're asking yourself wrong questions. You keep asking yourself wrong questions. You keep repeating yourself wrong questions. No, stop it. Stop it. Start, stop, continue. Remember that I've mentioned start, stop, continue. Start doing what to improve yourself. Stop doing what that's been making you worse. Continue doing what's right. And start, stop, continue. Okay? Start keeping promises to yourself. Stop breaking promises. 3, stop, continue timba ilmu nak cari jodoh dengan takruf halal. Okay? Alright, so if you have more questions, I'm gonna go off air and go to Telegram. Join me on Telegram. We have a post live punya discussion on Telegram. Alright? Okay. Any questions, any comments, boleh ke Telegram. Lovely. Okay. Sebelum saya undur diri, itu homework you. Ask yourself good questions. WhatsApp to me. Okay? WhatsApp to me these questions and the answers lah. Ask yourself these questions and the answer. WhatsApp to me. Boleh? Okay? Alright. Okay, sebelum saya undur diri, kita doa dulu dan kita aminkan sama sendiri. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Allah, aku minta pasangan yang menjadi menantu yang baik kepada ibu bapaku, yang disayangimu untuk mendapat keredaan-Mu, berganding bahu bersama ke jannah-Mu, ya Allah. Amin. Type amin. Type amin. Say amin. Kita aminkan sama sendiri. Okay, sambung kat Telegram. Tata. Assalamualaikum.